your energy forecast for Wednesday, April 5th. So today we have the moon in Libra all day. Of course, we are building towards the full moon in Libra taking place here on Thursday. And of course, with the moon in Libra, we are seeking balance, seeking peace, seeking harmony, seeking fun, seeking joy. But of course, we discover those particular topics and themes through the opposite of all of those lovely things in order for us to figure out where it is that we have to pour more time, attention, and energy into building the right kind of routines, structures, and relationships that will actually promote the things that we are seeking. So we're definitely going to stay in the shallow realm of our emotions. Again, that Libran energy, very mentally stimulating. We are looking to have conversations and really kind of collaborate, if you will, bouncing ideas off of one another in order for us to kind of feel validated with what's going on in our inner realm. There are 7 different aspects here today. 5 of them involve the moon. The moon will be bumping into the true node in such a way that will reveal to us where it is that we still have a little bit of growth to do, a little bit of improvement to do, a little bit of betterment to do before we can actually get to the point where we feel comfortable enough to take action, to make that move on the path moving forward. The moon then squares not so good vibe with Mars, again, the masculine energy, stuck in this Cancer energy, very in touch with his feelings, very in touch with his intuitive insights. And a square is never fun for anyone. What we're getting to here is where it is that we lack the stability, the security, the foundation in our lives, especially in our emotional realm, especially with the boundaries in our personal relationships, in order to feel safe and secure, to feel like we can pour the time, the energy, the attention into ourselves. Again, Mars in this Cancer energy, very choppy with inspiration, with motivation, with the physical energy to actually take action and do something. But we are frustrated, we are agitated, and this particular interaction, being a square, is going to illuminate what areas we're agitated and frustrated with. And again, key indicator, likely the area of life that needs a little bit more stability, a little bit more balance. The moon will interact with Venus. Venus, of course, in her place of power in this Taurus energy. She also rules over this Libran energy and will be the ruler of the full moon in Libra. And this particular interaction is going to illuminate where the scales are unbalanced as far as our own personal needs go, especially in our personal relationships, really examining the energy exchange, the energy dynamic in our personal relationships and figuring out where it is that maybe we've been overcompensating for other people's lack, where it is that maybe we pour into other people more so than they pour into us. This is really taking a good look at where it is that we've been too compromising, too people-pleasing, too invested with making other people happy, and not as invested in making our own selves happy. The moon will make a harmonious aspect with Saturn, the Lord of Karma. This is definitely going to put us in the right direction with the right focus. Of course, Mr. Saturn rules over structures, foundations, really showing us what it is that we have to build in our lives in order to feel safe and secure. He is in Pisces energy, so there is a little bit of damage and destruction, some demolition that is needed currently, examining the systems and structures that we currently have in our life, especially where personal relationships are concerned because of this Libran energy. And because we are in the tear down stage, we got to get real. We got to get raw. We got to get vulnerable with what our dreams actually are, with what it is that we hope to achieve, hope to accomplish, and then cut the crap with the lies, with the delusion, with the falsities that we continue to tell ourselves, preventing ourselves from truly standing in our power, truly taking accountability and responsibility for our lives, and actually rolling up our sleeves, getting our hands dirty, doing the dirty work that is needed in order to take out the trash, clean that slate, and of course, provide ourselves with a space to actually build something new in its place. Now, Mercury, who is fresh in this Taurus energy, is going to sextile, which is a beautiful energy, with Saturn, again, the Lord of Karma in this Pisces energy. So this brings us down a couple of pegs, okay, as Mercury and Taurus energy is going to do anyways. But Saturn being, the ruler of tough love life lessons and kind of the deliverer of reality checks, we are definitely getting our mind focus here today. We are on top of our game. We are thinking very logically, very practically. Our minds are super busy, but we're able to actually walk a thought to its completeness. And that is something that we haven't had in a very, very long time. So we are definitely taking a more grounded approach. Again, Taurus energy grounds us out. And we are being a little bit more reasonable than we have in the weeks previous to this particular aspect. It can feel a lot more rewarding, if you will, to be able to focus on one thing and actually complete a thought. And even more than that, when we dive into the variables or the, let's say, outcomes, consequences of some of the actions that we are considering taking, we actually feel good. Even if it ends in a bad result in our mental plane, we feel good about being able to walk ourselves through this particular process. Again, Mercury and Taurus, very deliberate with our thoughts, deliberate with our words. And because we are, definitely tapping into a common sense type of approach to our current circumstances, we're seeing the benefits of actually being able to focus, being able to kind of analyze what needs our time and attention first and foremost. We are really putting things in its place. We are analyzing the craziness, the chaos, coming up with solutions on how to kind of stabilize that. We're making to-do lists, and we are really putting a lot of thought into some of the aha moments, some of even the troubling aspects and issues going on in our life. We're definitely bringing it to a new level of thought, of completion, and because of that, leading us to make certain decisions. Now, the moon is going to make a harmonious aspect with Uranus, the Great Awakener, who is also in this Taurus energy. This, to me, screams that we're having an aha moment. We're having an epiphany. We are having a shift in our understanding and our perception. We are opening ourselves up to seeing where, yes, new things, new ways of doing things have to be implemented if we want a different result. And of course, we're very focused on achieving that peace, harmony, and balance, not only within ourselves, but in our realms of existence as well. And Uranus is definitely jolting us with a lot of energy to see things from a different set of eyes. Lastly, we have the sun in Aries energy coming up to, bumping into, conjunct with Chiron, the wounded healer, who is also in this Aries energy. So this is an annual aspect, right? Anytime that the sun bumps into a planet, this sets the tone for the next cycle. And, the sun takes a whole year to go through all the signs of the zodiac, which means at some point, the sun is aspecting all the planets, depending on where they are in the zodiac wheel. Well, we are in the very beginnings of the zodiac wheel. Chiron has been in Aries energy for quite a few years and will continue to be there for quite a few years more on top of this, because we have some healing to do, especially where the ego and the identity is concerned. And this particular aspect is shining a bright light on this brand new cycle that we are going to move into, which means that there's going to be a brand new illumination on the problem areas of our lives so that we can not only feel it and heal it, but that we can examine where these problems actually came from, why they're still in existence, and attempt to actually solve these issues and repair them. So this is a very powerful time to see ourselves in a different light. We're able to see other people in a different light. We're very focused on potential right now, but it also comes twofold because it's very challenging. Why is it challenging? Well, because we're required to boss up and be a different version of ourselves that we've never been before in order to get outcomes and circumstances that we've never got. And so this illuminates for us where it is that, yes, we want more out of our lives, but also illuminates where it is that we have to boss up and be better versions of ourselves to actually meet the vibration and the frequency of the circumstance, of the situation that we're actually trying to manifest. So yes, this could be good for like pumping our confidence up and really turning our sights to the optimistic point of view. We are kind of realizing that we do have a new mission, a new purpose, a new goal, a new dream. But what is interesting about it is that the fears and the doubts and the insecurities that we're currently having are leaning more towards being successful and being happy and getting what it is that we want. And I think that's an interesting dynamic to explore. People don't realize that sometimes the scariest thing that you can get in life is what it is that you've been praying and asking for. Because then what? Then you have to maintain it. Then you have to continue to be the version of yourself that you had to be in order to receive those things. And then because you move into a different vibration and frequency, a different circumstance in life, then you face the next level of the shadow realm aspects that are always going to try and throw a wrench into your plans. So it does very much feel like we are realizing what still needs some work within us, but also realizing that we're kind of scared of doing the work and actually being successful, because then we can't complain about it. Then we have nothing to blame for our problems, or we don't really feel like we can detach from the pain, from the struggle story that we have closely identified ourselves with. So this is going to be a trigger point, a time of building our faith, our confidence, the new version of ourselves. We're building upon our skill set. We're building upon our resources. We are recognizing where it is that we got to get a little bit more real and raw and honest with ourselves. And we absolutely are going to recognize where it is that we got to get out of our own damn way. So it is definitely going to illuminate a lot of positives. But again, Libran energy, you can't have the light without the dark. So just as the positives start rolling in, the negatives will roll in just behind it to counteract any of the leaps, any of the epiphanies, any of the aha moments that we are struggling to have.